This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Hey, Lena.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
They got lightning, fire, and ice like all in the same team here. It's kind of
What are
nuts.
you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
Oh my. I also kind of hate the fact that I can't hear the words fire and ice without thinking of Squidbillies. Oh, that show. Ridiculous. Earlier. Working with me, fire and
rest
ass.
of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Okay.
Your Radiance?
Wow.
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Uh-oh.
Well, I really do think
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these...
What was that? What was that? I hope we're going to get more information on that later.
You lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house.
Ouch.
And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sandbreck is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean.
Oh, Lord.
It is time we expanded our dominion.
Oh, Lord.
This is the will of great Grieger.
Ah, here we go. Okay. The capital of the Holy Empire of Sambrique, located on the northern storm of a peninsula that dominates Olefeist Bay and is home to the mother crystal known as Drake's Head. All the Empire's major institutions are located here, including Whiteworm Castle, seat of the Holy Emperor, and meeting place of the Cardinals. Emperor of the Holy Empire of Sambrique, who won his throne at least partly by virtue of his son, Dion, having awakened as the dominant of Bahamut. So this is Bahamut's dad. A tiny independent state straddling the continents of Storm and Ash, a crystal dominion is the capital, has its capital twinside, built on the tiny isle of Ark from which its mother crystal, Drake's Tail, rises. The lack of a dominant has seen the dominion become the subject of constant maneuvering over the years, both political and military, and it was only through the recent convening of a council of all nations that a non-aggression treaty towards the neutral body was forged and the tenuous stability among century-old rivals achieved. Crystalline Dominion. Okay. Advisors to the Holy Emperor of Sambrique and the highest body of government in the Empire, the council consists of 5 cardinals and the Gregorian Church. Is that Gregorian Church, who are intended to rule in the Emperor's stead. The Emperor, meanwhile, is expected to serve as a constitutional monarch, but there's little to prevent one who wishes to impose their will upon the council from playing a more autocratic role. The state religion of the Holy Empire of Sambrique, the Gregorian Church followers worship the goddess Grigor as the one true deity. At the church's head stands a holy emperor, voted into office by his fellow cardinals, and supposedly they're equal, though it is widely recognized to be a convenient fiction. Followers of, I'm going to just say Gregor. Gregor worship dragons as sacred servants to their goddess, and since the founding days of the empire have both doted and depended upon them. Okay. I thought Gregor was a guy's name. Grigor? Grigor. Okay, Grigor. The Gregorian Church. Okay.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
Get out. Or maybe he'll get out.
Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Author. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
Whoa.
Are you mad?
Whoa.
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. Listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the mother crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly, this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the mother crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the mother crystals are divine.
But wouldn't that, like, if that were the case, wouldn't we be seeing, like, the blight, like, radiating out from the crystals?
Their ether, a gift from the heavens. For centuries,
It's a little weird.
nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see
You
it?
think it's the opposite? Oh, you think it's sucking all the ether to it, and so the outside would be... See, I was thinking it'd be like a vacuum, where it would like be sponging all the ether around it first, but I guess if it's pulling all of the ether towards it, then that would make sense that the outer reaches would actually go bad first. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
Yeah, like putting a water pump in the middle of a lake. That's right. Exactly.
Higher ups.
Exactly. Yep.
The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
So what's his plan though? To like blow up the mountains? Like what do you...
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
Okay, let's do it.
Aye.
I'm all for,
But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
I'm all for blowing some stuff up. Hey, Noctra. We're gonna go to the mountains and we're gonna stab them. Stab them out.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
I'm feeling stabby, chat. We're gonna nuke the mountains. Maybe then we can nuke the oceans. We're just gonna nuke everything.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick...
Hey, Glenn.
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Whoa.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost, it was for Sid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Whoops.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Sid. They're gonna skin me alive.
Well, I guess I'll get it.
Fine.
Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps?
Hey.
I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Sid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Sid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Am I done with the Remnant replay? No. No.
I'm sure he doesn't.
We'll probably be continuing that next week. Is there anything else here? Let's see.
Unless they won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sambrek as soon as I can.
Wanted to send a message.
Well? So, what'll it be?
Oh. Okay.
No scratches, all right? And? Can I see I'm busy here? Not saying for you, dear. Anything else?
Oh. I keep needing to remember I switched R1 and circle. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do any of this right now. Okay.
And?
Is this a sponsored stream? Nope, I haven't done any sponsored streaming for Final Fantasy 16.
He's never this late. Where are
Happy
you,
birthday tomorrow.
Randall?
Thank you.
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. You know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon.
I'm always good always up for good traipse.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
Okay. Don't traipse hither and yon, chat. No. I recommend traipsing. Absolutely. Why does it matter if a stream is sponsored? Well, I mean, I think that, it's first of all, it's good to know if a streamer is being paid to play a game. I mean, that's important. And not all streamer approach them the same way. So, some streamers treat sponsored streams like a commercial because they want to make sure that the sponsor is happy, and they will say things to just make the game look good, even if it's not how they feel. Which is, it's like an actor being in a commercial too. I mean, that's how some streamers are. So you kind of need to know how a streamer approaches sponsored streams, and that's why it can be important to know if they're doing one. Absolutely.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
I want pancakes too.
Randall, you say? The porter. Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive.
All Hail the Eddie says, how do you approach sponsor streams? For me, I prioritize professional honesty. That's how I do it. So I feel like if someone's going to pay me to show their game, I'm going to show their game. I'm going to try to, you know, I'm going to do everything I can in it. I'm going to explore it where I can. And then I'm going to be honest about what I find. Sometimes that works out great for the sponsor because I really like it, I enjoy it, and many times keep playing it. Other times, at the end of the 2 hours, I say, as I have in the past, this is not a game I'm going to play again, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Which I've done in the past. So for me, it's just professional honesty is the best way I can say it. Yeah, I don't treat them as commercials for the product.
Cohh, yeah? Did Master
How do we get over there? Over here. Let's go down here. Have you ever gotten the cold shoulder from studios because of that? Because of my honesty? Oh, absolutely. I was one of like 3 streamers that wasn't sponsored by Ubisoft to watch their show.
Split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open.
And I get passed up all the time for ops because generally I think a lot of sponsors know, and I kind of have the reputation where it's like if you sponsor me to do something, it should probably be something that I have talked favorably about if they want that type of reception. You know what I mean? So I think that's how it is for a lot of streamers. I just tend to be a little bit, I'd say a little bit more vocal. I tend to be a little bit more vocal about things. Yeah. You know. So, what I'm trying to say is I complain a lot. That's the TLDR. Yeah.
More of the lost supplies.
But in the same vein, I mean, if you know, if a company approaches me and it's a game I really want to play and I'm enthusiastic about, that's one of the reasons I only really accept stuff that I think I'll like or I'm planning on trying anyway. But just because I think I'll like it doesn't necessarily mean I will. So,
Still no sign of Sid's letter though. We've come this far. Might as well ask around.
Maybe the only time I saw you lose this professional thing was with Cyberpunk. The game was broke, but he was so hyped that he was blind at the beginning. I always find it funny when people comment on the fact that they think I fanboyed for Cyberpunk, because I also have a very strong vocal part of the community that thinks I was too hard on it. So it's kind of like, it's really weird because I literally have people being like, you fanboyed for Cyberpunk, and then I have other people being like, why were you so hard on Cyberpunk? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I can't. How am I supposed to deal with that?
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby.
Schrodinger's Cohh, that's right.
I suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do.
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of
Droheim.
paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
Which way did it go?
Towards Lost Wing. Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the
Kid is
village,
moving
then.
a chair above my head.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cyberpunk for me, I mean, it was, I still think, I loved my 100% run of Cyberpunk. There's some amazing stuff in Cyberpunk, and frankly, one of my most anticipated things is returning to Cyberpunk for my second time ever when the expansion comes out. That's awesome. I can't wait. But I have been very vocal about my thoughts on CDPR and the release and the lies and the obfuscation and the state of the game on consoles. And like, I really enjoyed it, and I think there's some amazing stuff in it. But I feel like I've been, if anything, a little hypercritical at times about it, and very vocal as well. So I don't know, man. I feel like if you just, the thing about my opinion on Cyberpunk is I feel like anyone can get what they want out of it. If people want to think I'm a fanboy, I've said things to make people think that. If people want to think I've been too critical on it, I've said things to say that too. So it's kind of like, when people say that a lot of time, I'm kind of like, you're just kind of projecting what you want me to be. Because I was both. Like, so. Uppers.
It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy.
So it's my own fault? Sort of, yeah. I think people are used to kind of people falling in one camp or another, and I don't really do that too frequently.
But he's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our career out of trouble.
No, but going back to it, man, I can't wait to get back to Cyberpunk. Like, there have been so many patches, updates, fixes, enhancements. And like, they basically reinvented the game for the expansion. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I am very, very excited to get back into that game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. How is Cyberpunk now? Cyberpunk now is significantly better than release. It's undergone multiple large patches and a ton of fixes and performance enhancements and upgrades. It's not the Cyberpunk we were promised, but it has gotten significantly better. That being said, don't play it now. Don't play it. Because Phantom Liberty comes out at the end of September, and with Phantom Liberty comes a brand new police system, a complete skill upgrade, a complete gear overhaul, basically the game is getting just not only a huge expansion, but also a huge amount of fundamental changes when the new, it's a complete overhaul essentially. Like, dude, just for example, they made it so cyberware now has a limit and you get issues if you put too much on. They completely redid the skill system, so now there's like actual meaningful perks like air dashing and stuff if you want to go into different lines. They made it so the clothes you put on no longer affects your armor, so you don't have to look like an idiot, like a freaking methed out clown college dropout to get the best armor. Like, they've added cyberpsychosis, they've added shooting and driving, and there's guns on cars now. Like, there's a huge amount of things that they're changing. So it's crazy. This is all the stuff, frankly, that should have been in the game at the beginning. This like a lot of that list I just said is stuff that they promised would be in the game on release. So they are slowly, but actually slowly making the game what it should have been on release. Yeah, as somebody just said in chat, it's Phantom Liberty is kind of a soft relaunch almost in a lot of ways. So I'm pumped for it. I'm pretty freaking excited for it.
You all right?
We'll see.
The hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but the sod insisted on drawing him off.
Just to make sure this is clear, not all of that stuff I just said about Cyberpunk is part of the paid expansion. There's going to be a huge patch with the expansion, and a lot of that, and pretty much most of that stuff is base game enhancements. So the expansion obviously is the new area, new stories, all that stuff, but you don't have to pay for all that stuff. Somebody in chat was like, you have to pay for all that? No, you don't. It's going to be a big patch and then the expansion on top of that, yeah.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quentin what happened.
Yeah, the expansion's pretty expensive. I'm hoping it's like a Witcher 3 level expansion. Yeah. I hope it's big. I hope it's girthy. I hope it's meaningful. Like, we'll have to see, but...
Why am I not surprised?
This expansion is basically going to set the tone for this... for CDPR for a while. So I'm really hoping we're going to see a best foot forward situation. We'll all see together. And that is an instant attack. Ow. That hurt my head.
Not this time.
What's up, bud? This game's a little violent, unfortunately. You're fine? He's a big old ogre guy. Yeah, this game's a little.
I'm not scared at all.
You're not scared at all? Yeah. Are you a big guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, bud. We're gonna have to go upstairs, okay?
No.
Yeah.
No, why?
This game deals with some very adult themes.
Why? Please, Daddy, I can be down here.
I would, but our characters are currently on the way to somebody's house to forcibly remove them without their permission. And I don't think it's going to end cleanly. Okay?
Please, Daddy.
We gotta go. We'll be back in just a little bit.
No.
Sorry, we gotta go.